Wisconsin Democratic political race official, don't water Trump's plant of baloney. The bipartisan state board contended for 6 hours prior to affirming the relate rules. The Wisconsin Elections Commission late Wednesday, following an hours-in-length frequently antagonistic discussion, consented to give a request on Thursday to describe polling forms cast in Milwaukee and Dane provinces as mentioned by President Donald Trump. Trump paid the $3 million needed for the relate, and giving the request was required to be a professional forma move, yet it rather brought about almost 6 hours of belligerence. The sectarian battling before the describe has even begun, likely hints the fight that lies ahead. It's simply momentous. The 6 of us in a socialized manner can't consent to this stuff, Democratic magistrate Mark Thomsen said hours into the discussion. The commission, uniformly split among Republicans and Democrats, contended over changes to its manual that gives direction to nearby decisions authorities over how to lead describes. Eventually, they chose not to reference the manual in the request, but rather they refreshed a few sections to reflect facilities for the COVID pandemic. The officials gridlocked on making changes to the manual that Democrats and Decisions Commission staff said would align the direction with present status law. Conservatives shied away, saying the rules ought not be changed after Trump petitioned for the describe. Their powerlessness to concur leaves set up direction that says non-attendant polling form applications must be affirmed as a component of the describe, despite the fact that commission staff said that is not needed under the law. Majority rule magistrates said they were sure the describe, which the areas must finish by December 1, was gone to court despite the fact that Trump's cases were without merit. Liberal Joe Biden conveyed Wisconsin by 20,608 votes, and he won Dane and Milwaukee districts by a more than 2-to-1 edge. Board Chair Ann Jacobs, a Democrat, said Trump's claim that political race representatives sent great many truant polling forms to electors who hadn't mentioned them was ludicrous, really odd and unclear, jumpy trick. What we should not be doing is watering that plant of baloney, she said. Conservative officials Dean Knudsen and Bob Spindle addressed whether political race onlookers would be dealt with decently by Democratic district agents in Milwaukee and Madison. At a certain point, Knudsen even seemed to address whether non-attendant polling forms mentioned through the Decisions Commission's state site were invalid in view of how the solicitations are recorded. I trust we haven't made a framework at WEC that tempts individuals to demand a polling form that really isn't with regards to the law, he said. Liberals excused Knudsen's interests as shocking, noticing that the framework has been set up unchallenged for quite a long time. Thomsen said Trump was testing the legitimacy of the political decision simply because he lost, however he generally approved of Wisconsin's political decision rules in 2016 when he won by less than 23,000 votes. The battle in Wisconsin had echoes of what occurred in Michigan on Tuesday. Conservatives on a soliciting board for the province that incorporates Detroit briefly halted affirmation of the vote in the wake of guaranteeing that survey books in specific pieces of the larger part Black City were out of equilibrium. The halt brought cases of prejudice from Democrats before the board later casted a ballot collectively to confirm the outcomes.